Hi. In this GPT training video, we'll take a look at passback tags. GPT allows you to generate tags with passback functionality. So, what exactly is passback functionality? In certain scenarios, a browser reads a third-party ad tag, but the third-party ad server may not be able to return an ad that fits the criteria. Instead of an empty ad slot, the third-party ad server returns a GPT tag, which then calls Google to fill the ad slot. A passback tag is used as a backup, just in case the third party cannot fill an ad request. The passback tag is just another piece of code. The way it differs from other GPT tags is that it goes to the third-party ad server. Let's walk through how this actually works. The browser loads the page, and an ad request goes to Google. Google reads the request and returns a third-party creative, which redirects the browser to call the third-party ad server. The third party cannot fulfill the ad request, so it returns a passback tag. The browser reads the passback tag and then requests an ad from Google once again. Google reads the passback request and returns a creative. It seems like a lot of back and forth, but this all happens in milliseconds, and it's beneficial in that it prevents unfilled impressions. Also, because it's just a piece of code, passback tags from your network can be served on another publisher's site. If you have a partnership with another publisher, that publisher can put your passback tags on their site so that your ad will serve if their initial ad request goes unfilled. Alright, now let's see how a passback tag is created. There are two types of passback tags, standard and light. Light passback tags are recommended, as they contain almost all the functionality of standard types, but are optimized for speed as they have much lower latency. Light passback tags, however, only support single-size requests. If you need to use a multi-size ad unit for your passback tag, then you should use the standard passback type. Passback tags can be easily generated using the tag generator. Select the ad unit for which you want to generate a passback tag, and then click the Generate Tags button. Make sure that the tag type is set to Google Publisher Tag and click Continue. Then select the Create Passback Tag checkbox, and here is where you can choose the standard or light syntax. Add targeting if you need it, and then click Continue. The result is your passback tag. It's good to explore the differences between the two passback tag layouts. It's also important to be aware of the limitations of GPT passback tags. When using a standard passback tag, you can't use asynchronous mode. However, light passback tags are always asynchronous. You can't use single request architecture. You can't deliver companion ads. You can't deliver out-of-page creatives. You can't control AdSense parameters using the set method. And you can't specify a div ID to render into. Also, be careful to avoid infinite loops and daisy chaining. Infinite loops occur when your passback tag returned from the third party calls the same third party again, which could then repeat again and again. This can result in your web page not loading properly. To avoid an infinite loop scenario, we suggest using a unique ad unit to handle passbacks, or a unique key value. Daisy chaining occurs when your passback tag returned from the third party calls another third party capable of returning another passback tag. We recommend that you try to avoid daisy chaining because it can increase the discrepancies and the probability of infinite loops. Also, you're charged for each call to Google's ad server, so it makes sense to limit those calls whenever possible. Finally, it's worth pointing out that a safe and straightforward alternative to passbacks is to use AdSense or AdExchange. And that's it. Now you're ready to use GPT passback tags. For more videos and other training resources, visit Publisher University. Stay tuned.